Welcome back, Fayettes and Fantasy Fiends, to chapters 22 through 30 of Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine. You're listening to Book for Two. I'm Scott.
And I'm Genevieve. If you're new here, welcome to our brand of chaos.
We bring the male and female perspective, the wild theories, the heated debates, and of course,
the couples banter you never knew you needed, but now you can't escape.
She likes her books dripping with divine drama, questionable gods, and enough tension to make a therapist rich.
And he prefers his stories with end-of-the-world stakes, monster brawls, and plot twists that fire off faster than Poco's finger guns.
Every week we deep dive into the books that wreck your soul and make you cancel plans. And right now we're deep diving Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine.
And once a month we shake things up with a standalone book review. So if you love unhinged theories, emotional damage, and two readers yelling about their fictional obsessions, you're in the right place.
And now it's time for our favorite part, what's new with the podcast and our actual lives. So we're going to start off with our current reads. So right now I am currently slow rolling For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. Not because it's bad, it's just because there's a lot of feelings. I currently did an update on TikTok, so more than halfway done. We're pushing through. And the other side of crying, I'm reading He Sees You When You're Sleeping, which is a little Christmas stalker romance.
Love it. Is this your first stalker romance?
It is, and I didn't realize that I actually like stalker romance. Watching You on Netflix is a stalker romance.
That totally tracks. That didn't even connect in my mind.
Yeah, so a lot of guys out there don't realize that some of the stuff they are watching on TV is exactly what we are reading. You is a stalker romance. Princess Bride, which is one of the most beloved fantasy movies by any guy, is a romantasy and one of the first romantasies.
I love it.
And what are you reading?
I am reading the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah, you went far out there with ridiculousness.
I just thought I'd give it a shot. And it was a quick, easy, fun read. Super fun. I read it in probably less than 12 hours.
Yes, I remember that.
I'm about 30% in book 2 as of right now. So I'll probably be done with book 3 before this comes out.
Yeah, and I'm not making fun of you because I do plan on reading these as well. I'm just reading what I'm reading, and I was going to plan on joining you here, and I was rooting for Bull Moon Rising, which is by the same author.
I'll switch over to that if we get a copy of it.
No, it's okay. I think I, Medusa is a great pick. And speaking of, let's talk about our next deep dive before we talk about a certain movie that I made you watch.
Yes.
So our next deep dive is going to be
I, Medusa
by Ayana Gray. I hope I'm saying her first name right.
Yeah, I hope so.
So it is a Medusa retelling. It's very short, about 315 pages. And after I, Medusa, we're hoping to do When the Moon Hatched. And that should coincide in time for, what's the second one again?
The Ballad of Falling Dragons.
That's right.
I'm
Now,
so excited.
I did read When the Moon Hatched, but this was back when I was just getting into romantasy. So it might have been my second romantasy read after ACOTAR, I think. Honestly.
I think it was.
Yeah. So my romantasy eyes have sharpened a lot more.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this was a bad book, 'cause I did enjoy it, which is why I don't mind doing it again. I loved the main character. She was a lot of fun. She was like Selena, but on steroids. And she's just more badass, I would say.
Ooh.
Not power-wise, just vibes. You'll see. Her aura is just a little different.
She's got a different aura.
There's a
Okay.
different aura about her.
Did you try to read Quicksilver between? Is that?
No, Quicksilver was after that one because remember, I liked this. Yeah, that was a whole MMC problem. So I liked the MMC from this one, When Moon Hatched, and then Kale and Dorian and Rezan and, the whole thing. And then here comes Kingfisher, like completely left field.
With his crassness. That's a hard jump from those good old boys, the Avengers side, essentially, to Kingfisher, who's Shadow Daddy, morally gray, crass, essentially. That was a hard move.
Yeah, and I didn't say Quicksilver was a hard DNF. It's a soft BRB.
Yes.
Because I'm starting with He Sees You When You're Sleeping, starting to get towards the darker MMCs.
And see how you like those. Okay.
Yeah, just try it.
I'm re-listening to Quicksilver in between all of this. And I'm listening to it now with my in-depth reading. So I'll be able to let you know, hey, more accurately whether or not you will actually enjoy this book, or if there's lots of plot holes or whatever, or if you're just not going to like it. I really think you're going to like Carrion, but that's neither here nor there.
Speaking of things that we didn't think we would like, I finally got you to watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which came out in 1988. So it's been close to 40 years since it's been out, and this is your first time seeing it?
To say that I am a contrarian is an understatement when it comes to this. Now, when we started watching this movie, you remember, it took me a good 5-10 minutes to be okay with how they were speaking.
It does. So it is jarring at first, especially since the way you grew up in bumfuck Kentucky, Seventh-day Adventist. So you didn't grow up with the Beavis and Butthead culture.
No.
Because
Surfer Boys. That's what they sounded like.
The perfect example, I tried to show you Wayne's World, and even I was like, you know what? The jokes just don't hit anymore. I still love it because of the nostalgia. I was part of that Saturday Night Live thing. Again, the Beavis and Butthead. That's what that was back then. So the jokes were very relevant, but you didn't get a chance to enjoy that. I say the word enjoy.
Thanks, religious upbringing.
Right?
Yeah, enjoy.
So when I showed you Wayne's World, it was like, what are we watching?
Yeah, I don't even remember how far we made it in Wayne's World.
So I agree. That's why I was like, oh, I think Bill and Ted will be different, though, because they're more lovable characters versus Wayne and Garth. Wayne and Garth are still lovable, but Bill and Ted are dumb, lovable. You cheer for them. You root for them. They have fun. They make you laugh.
And another aspect for me is that I learned something.
Exactly.
So I love learning. So I was like, oh, I'm learning things too. This is fun.
Yeah. And when people say pop culture references, you're like, oh my gosh, I know what that means. Like when someone says, okay,
strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah. So now you get the reference.
Yep. I get the reference now. That's fun.
And,
I didn't get it before.
And the whole be excellent to each other.
I like that. I like that motto. Be excellent to each other. I'm going to get the kids in on that.
But that's why we love the movie, because that's what the whole movie was just preaching, is just be excellent to each other. And you saw like how peaceful the future was. And hey, you got to admit, the song in the future is legit still to this day. I told you.
It is a good song.
Oh, you talked about goosebumps. Remember, does a song give you goosebumps more than once if you listen to it? That is a song to this day will still give me goosebumps and even tear up sometimes.
You did. You got goosebumps immediately.
And I teared up. But I think it was also because I was watching you enjoy it for the first time. So I was like, oh my God, this is so special. And now I get to do it with my kids too. Sweet.
What age can they watch it?
They can watch it now. They can watch it now. There's a few cuss words, but we were watching it at their age. It's more about the fun and the vibes and learning. They learn different characters like Socrates.
So you mean Socrates?
No, but the joke just was so fucking perfect. He was like, hey, look, it's Socrates. Oh, I think he's in our history book. Oh, I think it's under Socrates. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's under Socrates.
And what do they say? What's the quote from Socrates?
The only true wisdom consists in knowing that you know nothing.
That's us, dude. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That sounded absolutely perfect.
I might have seen the movie 1,000 times.
You might have. Oh, my. I feel like this is one that could just be playing in the background. I love it.
Okay. So with all this happy news, we do have a little bit of, I wouldn't say bad news. We are just changing things up just because the holidays have gotten crazy. I ended up with a new job. That is why we had to push out this episode a week and why it is now airing on Fridays. We feel Fridays is a better date, and we will also be doing our lives on Fridays. And with the holidays, that's why we are going to be pushing book club. We have decided with all the craziness happening in December and the holidays, we are going to postpone book club until the new year. And we will have a date in January soon.
If you still want to be part of our monthly book club, you can join our Discord. I know there are several different threads in there for people reading different books, so feel free to join those too. We're also coming up on Book for Two's 1-year anniversary, and we're celebrating with the 2025 Booked for Two Awards. We've got serious categories like Best Found Family and Best Plot Twists.
And some not so serious ones like Most Killable and Best Spicy Scene. Lastly, if you're a local business in the Panhandle, or if any of our listeners are business owners, preferably small business, we would like to partner with you and get your business out there to our listeners.
If this is something you are interested in, please email us at bookedfor2podcast@gmail.com. As two people who own small businesses, as well as this podcast being a small business, we would love to help others out. Okay, before we hit play on the trauma, quick warning, this episode will contain spoilers for Bonds of Hercules. Consider this your official spoiler shield.
Fair warning, this show's more Tarantino than Christmas Hallmark. You might even say it's dark Hallmark. There's sex, violence, bad language, and that way, worse decisions. You've been warned.
Oh, all right, last week, Alexis went through enough chaos to qualify for hazard pay. Kharon was stress punching furniture. Augustus was hauling Titans like he was auditioning for World's Strongest Man, and Ceres had a full Charlie Day conspiracy wall meltdown. Oh, and Nyx finally debuted her echidna finger gun like it was perfectly normal.
Atro started midnight drama. Achilles found out Alexis consigned and took that personally, and Alexis clapped back by stealing every animal protector like a feral Disney princess reclaiming her forest. The boys, zero riz or negative riz.
Meanwhile, Kharon and Augustus went on their suburban murder tour, ran into a primordial being in a cozy cardigan, and somehow didn't die. Growth, right?
This week, prophecies vanish, husbands panic, Alexis says, I'm done, and the Federation pushes the SGC forward because Medusa is allegedly vibing somewhere unsupervised.
Ooh, and Spartan Center is back with the top 5 replays of the week. We've got chaos to break down, plays to roast, and at least one moment that absolutely should have been flagged on the field.
All right, before we head out, if you're still listening, hit follow and leave a quick review. It's free, takes almost no time, and it helps more people like you find the show. We put a lot into this every week, so that small thing actually goes a long way.
And if you're not already part of our little Chaos Corner online, why? Come hang out. We post sneak peeks, unfiltered nonsense, and go live every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. Sometimes it's deep theories. Sometimes it's Scott accidentally reading smut to the internet. You never really know what you're going to get.
And yes, you heard that right. We are switching to Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. And while you're at it, get your ass in our Discord. It's people losing their minds over plot twists, dropping unfiltered takes, and somehow bonding over it. If that sounds like your therapy, get in there. We are adding more discussion channels and sharing Salisbury steak recipes.
Delicious. All right, for my visual learners and facial expression enthusiasts, YouTube is officially live. Full episodes, full spirals, and every single side eye I throw at Scott. All preserved in HD glory.
Hey, we got merch. Grab something if you want to support the show.
We're talking t-shirts for your book hangovers, mugs for your emotional support caffeine, notebooks for your unhinged theories, and even vanity plates. It's branded chaos.
And that's over at www.booksfortwo.com.
All right, the spoiler shield is up. This episode covers Bonds of Hercules, and Jasmine Mass gave us a full content warning, which we are passing on. Quote,
this book contains excessive violence, language, and a brief allusion of sexual violence. Please take care of yourself while reading.
If any of these aren't your jam, now's your chance to tap out. All right, the warning has been dropped. The tea is hot. The chaos is unlocked.
Let's dive into episode 43, chapters 22 through 30 of Bonds of Hercules by Jasmine Mass.
Let's turn the page. Enemies who crawl for you. Chapter 22. Alexis.
Look, when the night ends with bloodshots, glowing hands, and your husband's on their knees, things have officially gone off the rails.
All right, Alexis opens the chapter exactly where we left her, holding Nyx like a venomous Jedi lightsaber at Augustus and Kharon, while Patro and Achilles are still tied up and useless. Augustus seems pretty chill about the whole thing. How long have you had a pet echidna? While Kharon is on the brink of filing a formal complaint with Spartan OSHA about Class 7 beasts and lifetime underworld sentences.
Meanwhile, Nyx apologizes for lying and won't even look Alexis in the eye. Then Kharon tries the whole just hand it over, no questions asked routine, and Alexis fires his own line back at him. Nobody saw anything, right? Kharon immediately starts having a full-on meltdown, and Augustus has to step in and tell every man in the room to shut up and roll with it. Fucking shit show.
Then we get to the stolen vial of Alexis's blood, and suddenly it's, let's talk about how you were planning to murder us. She doesn't even bother to deny it. She's done wasting her breath on baseless accusations from men who never bothered to ask questions in the first place. Kharon casually drops the bomb that he's been spying through Hell and Hound this whole time. So it looks like the stalking is even worse than she thought.
And when she finally asks if they're going to kill her, these idiots flip the whole script. Augustus grabs the glasses, Kharon pulls a knife, and both of them slice open their own mouths. They pour her blood, drink it, and boom, her power detonates. Instant pain for all three of them.
But when the bond actually starts to break, Alexis realizes she doesn't want this. She remembers the moments that mattered. Augustus carrying her, Kharon giving her his ear. Nyx literally jumps in and is an emotional support snake. Just breathe, girl. Alexis manages to pull herself back and stops poisoning them. And then something new sparks. Light shoots out of her hands. Kharon crawls over and she touches him on the head, healing his cuts on his face. And Augustus checks on her from the floor while she spirals about being a deep-sea anglerfish who glows when stressed.
Once everything finally stops exploding, the guys want answers. Alexis tells them she's willing to give them a chance. Just endless amounts of eye rolling in the back of my head. Sex just for now, but maybe one day it could be more. Patro didn't like the sound of that. Meanwhile, Augustus and Kharon look about 2 seconds from pouncing, and then Kharon drops a line so explicit we couldn't say it over the radio.
Full on brain stutter. Then he takes it even further and talks about passing her back and forth on their laps, something about not being able to walk, not looking them in the eye. I'm picturing. Anyways, instead of acting on it, he just steps back. This is his apology. Augustus kisses her, and Patro keeps having an emotional meltdown. And Achilles is just creepily quiet. The husbands end with, "There's nothing we wouldn't do for you, Riley," which naturally is the part that Alexis decides is the problem. Let's talk some shit.
Yep.
All right, so they're all sworn to secrecy about Nyx now, which is fabulous.
So what's the secrecy? Just that she exists?
Yeah, because they're supposed to kill the Class 7 beasts on sight. And that's what Kharon was freaking out about. And Augustus said, hey, this is her decision, and these are deeds, not words. Also, another thing was Alexis was able to control her powers for the second time.
Yeah, but wasn't that kind of with Patro's coaching, even though he was muffled? Wasn't he saying things and she remembered that he was the one that calmed her down the first time?
Yeah, I think so. Because she said, what did he say back to me in the gladiator sands? Calm my breathing. So, yeah, he was not blamed, but he was complicit in helping her control her powers again for the second time. So that's an interesting note. And then the other interesting thing would be Kharon's knife marks being healed. That light from her hands obviously healed him.
If the whole thing about them sharing powers is true, that would make sense for him to heal quicker.
So you don't think it was actually her healing light that healed him?
It could be. Could be shared power. I don't know.
Ooh, okay, a shared power thing. All right, let's talk about these other tinfoil hats we got going on here.
Okay.
Nyx being bonded. So at the very beginning, she said, I tried to remember what Nyx had said about being bonded. I assumed that she meant she was someone's protector. What if it was something else? Was she bound by a Spartan oath? Was it something more sinister?
I still think she's working with Erebus, or whoever the tattooed person is, who I still think is Erebus.
So you think Nyx, and ooh.
Because if it's not an animal protector and it's a special bond, they can still have that bond, Nyx and that tattooed guy. So they could have been both protecting, Nyx protecting her from the inside, and Erebus was clothing them and sheltering them and things like that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then it wouldn't look like he was involved, because then he'd have a invisible echidna doing what she can, because Nyx even says she'd taken out people in the trailer park to protect her.
Oh, that's right. During that flu season or whatever, the fake.
And who was the person that warned everybody that they would be turned into grizzly meat?
Do you think it was the tattooed guy? But they said if you help the kids. So that sounds like there's another bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's someone who was, unless he was trying to keep them in that situation because that was the kind of trauma that was needed to force what's happening now. Like playing the whole fate thing. That could be too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. I feel like I'm out in the middle of the ocean. Okay. All right. So the light power that she was talking about from her hands, it sounded like that hurt her as well. And there's been lots of talk about stars. Is there something astral or celestial happening?
Yeah, I have no clue.
What is with Patro? Why does he look so distraught? He is pleading.
I think this just goes back to the unreliable narrator situation and us not seeing things for what it is. That's my guess.
I think this whole thing is going to come down to everybody's perception has been skewed by something. So let's talk about the quote from this chapter.
Okay.
I shook my head no, curious to see how he'd mansplain Nyx to me. I love that.
That is a good quote. Very good. So what was your pick?
My pick for this was actually the title of this chapter. Because the title is Enemies Who Crawl for You, and the word enemies. And then it made me start thinking about the titles of the chapters. Everything for Kharon and Augustus are titled by what their moniker is. The hunter, the eldest heir, But hers all have very distinct chapter names.
Yes.
And I haven't been paying attention. But the word enemies, I'm noting now. Enemies who crawl for you.
It could just be because at this point, at the very beginning of the chapter,
They're
that's what
enemies.
they are.
Yeah. It could just be that.
Mhm.
But for some reason, it tripped something in my brain.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's do it.
All right.
The Hunter, Chapter 23. Kharon, the night before the initiation massacre.
While everyone is sleeping, Kharon is out here leaving emo roses, shiny diamonds, and watching Alexis breathe like it's his full-time job.
Kharon opens the chapter doing exactly what you'd expect him at this point, standing in Alexis's room watching her sleep. Hey, a man has to have a hobby. The whole villa is passed out except for him, and while he's trying to blend in with the bedroom furniture, he is impressed at how fast his face healed. The power boost used to be everything he wanted, but now that it's made Alexis pull back from him, he hates it. He was ready to die to free her, and instead she saved all of them while her fingers lit up like a divine glow stick.
So here he is doing what he knows he shouldn't be doing, stalking her, but with gifts. Tonight's special delivery, a stolen rose, black and white like her eyes. Very emo, very tender, very demure. He knows the stalking is bad, but knowing and doing are apparently different categories in his brain. He's been leaving a rose on her pillow every night, knowing that she tosses it in the trash, but telling himself it still counts. She touched it. In his mind, these are all promising signs that he has a chance. So you're telling me I have a chance?
It does still count when you touch it.
That's why I laughed.
Both he and Augustus feel that obsessive pull toward her, but Kharon's the one who spirals at night when she's least protected. So he stands guard with the hellhounds. At least the stalking is for noble reasons. And that whole people who love each other give each other space thing, Helen mentioned it one time, and Kharon immediately decided anyone who believes that is an idiot. So tonight he shows up not just with a rose, but with a strand of blue diamonds. Shiny, stupidly expensive blue diamonds.
Augustus might be the thoughtful gift giver, but Kharon's love language is simple. Roses, diamonds, and weapons. Yeah, weapons. He sets the rose on her pillow and melts back into the shadows. Too wrapped up in his broody watchman routine to notice that Augustus's headache suddenly stopped. You ready to talk some shit?
Let's do it.
All right. So first off, Kharon has been leaving roses on her pillow every night. And he feels the need to watch over her because she's vulnerable because nobody else is.
That's his excuse.
Is that what we're going with?
That's what we're going with.
I mean, and that's what he
Sure.
says. Anyone could sneak up on her. Like, I'm just doing this for her.
Yeah. Does Alexis know who's leaving the roses?
I'm going to say no. I feel like she is purposefully obtuse about this. Maybe.
But he thinks she's thrown away because he thinks she hates him.
Yes.
Okay.
So he thinks, at least you touched it though. Aw.
So he's thinking her love language is receiving gifts because he keeps just laying more gifts. Now he's throwing diamonds at her.
Hey, but at least this rose though was a black and white one. I feel like that was very thoughtful on his part. He got it because it matched her eyes. I thought that was cute. And he knew the groundskeeper was going to be pretty pissed about it.
I feel like we're missing the biggest picture here.
What's that?
The fact that we are talking about how cute this is, how sweet this is. And he's
That
just
he's
still
stalking
stalking the entire time. This is just grade A stalking.
Is this because we've started watching You and now we're getting...
Yeah, I think we're just
skewed?
numb to this shit with all the books and
There's so
the
much stalking
shows. We're
going
just
on.
like, whatever. As long as they're hot, fuck
This
it.
is tracking for book talk now. When they talk about all the stalker stuff, they're like, oh, yeah, how long have you been stalking me? And the stalker's like, wait, you're not scared? And they're like, no, what's up?
As millennials, anyone is willing to break into our house and stalk us with how fucking poor all of us are. We're all in credit card debt. We're all poor. So if someone come in our house, you are a brave person. We might as well just give it up to you then.
Listen, we'll help you search the couch cushions for some change.
Maybe
What?
you can help me. Help me, help you.
Help me help you. All right.
And a lot of them are, hey, at least somebody loves me.
Somebody's here to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Somebody cares about what I've got going on in my life.
Yeah, I just think millennials, we're just like, fuck it. And they're hot, wearing a mask. Again, the whole Scream thing.
Yeah, I think Scream kind of really
There's a lot.
really messed us up for that.
There was a lot of things that messed us up. There's too many to go through. But I blame Buffy.
I'm going to say messed us up.
Yeah.
We're good.
Quote unquote. But Buffy, The Crow.
Yes.
There's so many
for
of those.
sure.
Many
And
of those.
even when there weren't masks, there were face paint of some sort to try to obscure it. So it was still a type of mask.
But they were still dark, broody, sexy.
Do you remember man, I'm going to mess this up and I should get all kinds of shit for it. I want to say it's Spider-Man.
Okay.
The guy that has, it's played by Cillian Murphy, the sleep dude. Is it Dr. Sleep? He's the one that wears burlap sack.
In Batman.
Is it Batman? Okay, sorry.
He plays Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, okay.
Yeah.
Is that Cillian Murphy?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. So I knew the actor.
Oh, that did it for you?
Cillian Murphy's kind of got a thing.
Yeah,
like,
he's hot.
and so I was like, oh. So that was I'm trying to think. There's always been Batman.
Oh my God.
He's got the little tiny.
A younger Cillian Murphy would be perfect for Kharon. He has already the glacier eyes.
Ooh.
Dark hair. I put a little bit of size on him. I hate to say it as an actor, but this role would be a little bit above him. But he fits the description. He'd be a little bit above this role based on the last probably 20 movies he's done. But if you caught him in his 20s early role, I could maybe see him playing Kharon. Oh, yeah. In his 20s, he could easily pull off Kharon. Yes, with those eyes. Look at him. If you put a little bit of size on him, he could pull it off.
Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah, 'cause I have a picture of him. It says Cillian Murphy at 29. That's the picture I'm seeing. Yeah, he could totally pull it off.
Oh, for sure.
If only we made this movie, 20 years ago?
Oh.
We'd be all right.
All right. So now we just need a similar looking person.
Yeah.
All right. We stepped way out
Okay, we score.
on that
Again.
first one, but we've got a tinfoil hat
Okay.
that I really want to talk about. Kharon stepped out of the shadows and Alexis whimpered and started tossing her head. He stepped back into the shadows and Augustus's headache disappeared. I have been doing a lot of shadow research. Speaking of shadow research, the quote for this is, "I was her shadow, the monster that stood behind her."
I think it's Erebus.
You think the shadows are Erebus?
I still think it's Erebus.
Okay.
Somehow.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do our picks.
Oh, gosh.
So my pick was obviously watching her sleep. This is absolutely hilarious. Over the top stalking.
Again.
Yeah. This is funny.
Stalk Alexis. He's just checking things off of his to-do list. He's getting dopamine hits every time he stalks Alexis.
Well, what's funny is he could literally just use Hell and Hound now. There's no need because Hell and Hound is by Alexis all the time, but he needs to be physically there. He needs to be physically in her presence.
He needs to be there to fingertip across her face.
Yeah, to draw. Oh my God. That's
All
and
right.
just randomly dropping roses and jewelry now.
Yeah.
But hear me out.
Mhm.
Hear me out. How upset would we really be if a stalker laid a $3 million necklace while we slept? I'd be a little concerned, but I'd be like, this is $3 million.
Yeah, I have
right?
concerns, but
Concerns. I would just
but I have to weigh these concerns.
I would just leave a note and that if you can afford a $3 million necklace, just fucking wake me up and
Let's talk.
I'm
let's
yours.
talk about this.
We don't even have to talk about it.
Oh,
$3 million. I'm
just
yours. You are consistent. You are here every night by my side.
So you would be all for Kharon.
Sure. For that necklace. Yeah. And he also
You can be bought.
He gives other necklaces too. He gives the necklaces that I like to give you.
This is
The
true.
5-finger discount necklaces.
Uh-huh. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite necklaces.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to your pick now.
All right. My pick is the thoughtfulness with which he picked that flower. I just thought it was very cute. That was it.
He's
Just being girly.
He's a thoughtful stalker.
Stalker.
That's what I'm saying.
What more can you ask for?
Look, he's giving roses based on her eye color,
Mhm.
which is adorable. So he pays attention to you.
And
Right?
shinies.
Yeah, and he's giving you shinies. And he's good looking. He's tatted up.
Check, check, check.
He's just a little stalkery. Right?
Yeah, you just gotta be okay with
You
a
know,
little bit of stalking.
You just gotta be okay with him possibly watching you as you sleep. It's okay. All right, are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go. The Eldest Heir, Chapter 24, Augustus. That same night.
While the rest of the villa sleeps, Augustus is learning the hard way that some headaches aren't just headaches, and sometimes the thing that breaks isn't just the mirror.
We open with Augustus gripping the marble sink like it's the only thing anchoring him to the mortal realm, while blood leaks from his eyeballs. Super casual. The madness of the House of Ares is clawing its way to the surface, and apparently it has its own opinions about Alexis. As he crawled toward her last chapter, while she was killing him, still his fault, the headache turned into a razor blade behind his eyes, demanding to break free.
He barely recognizes himself in the mirror, dark circles, hair wrecked, looking like Jen post-sexcapade. The pressure keeps building in his head until it feels like the blade is trying to drill out of his forehead, and the marriage bond lights up in his chest. He snaps, pulls his fist back, crack, and the mirror shatters. Glass everywhere. 100 tiny, pissed off versions of himself fly past, and then headache gone instantly. I see he has found the cure to migraines, and it's not Botox after all.
Augustus stands there waiting for round 2, like maybe punching the mirror with some kind of pressure valve, but it isn't. The pain doesn't come back. Relief floods in, but horror's right behind it because something in him feels off. His abilities still function, but his gut knows better. Whatever just snapped inside the bathroom, Augustus walks out knowing he is not the same man who walked in.
Okay, let's talk some shit. So everything, I think, is just a tinfoil hat. There's really no quote, but my pick is also the tinfoil hat. The big takeaway, him leveling up, is the tinfoil hat. So, what the fuck happened?
I don't know, but that was very descriptive about something inside his head clawing its way out, essentially trying to get out, which is crazy. And then when he shatters the mirror in slow motion, they flew towards him. Time, something. 100 broken versions of myself reflecting in the glinting silver, each man more ruined than the last. So each image he was seeing is not the same. And then abruptly the pain in his head vanished, gone as if it had never existed.
Yeah.
And then the glass shards dropped to the floor. Like, again, that could have all taken a span of a split second, but...
Okay, so let's walk this back a bit.
Okay.
When the mirror thing happens, did he punch the mirror? Because it doesn't say he punches it. All it says is he pulls his fist back and then crack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shards fly at him. Mm-hmm. And if you think about physics, if he were to punch the mirror, the shards aren't going to fly at him. They're going to fall straight down, right? Shards don't fly like that when you punch a mirror. If you punch it super hard, there might be a few that fly backwards, but they're going to drop. These flew at him, like you said, in slow motion.
You don't think that things fly outward? I've seen it in movies. I don't know.
Some shards can absolutely fly back towards you. The mirrors aren't flexible. They shatter. The glass breaks energy outward, and when the mirror fractures, pieces can fall straight down. It's not like an explode. Not like an explode. But they're shards.
He's also a Spartan, so he's going to be a lot more powerful.
But
so
it never...
It is very weird, and we should definitely take note of it. Because it says with a shout, I pulled my fist back. It does not say he punched. It just says he pulled his fist back. Now, crack to me could mean crack, something happened because he pulled his fist back, or crack is him actually punching the mirror. So I'm not sure. What do you want to go with? What do you want it to be?
There's so he could have also whatever was coming out inside of him, because if he has psionic powers like that, this happens a lot as well with like Jean Grey and things like that, where when they scream, they can shatter glass from their heads and things like that when they're too stressed. So maybe he was going to punch the mirror. He pulled back, and that scream is what cracked it, and the power just shattered the glass. And then that's when he saw himself in the mirror. And then because it dropped suddenly, don't the shards drop suddenly?
The shards drop to the floor with a clatter.
So that's just weird. That disobeys the laws of physics. They don't just come out like this and suddenly drop. It'd be a trajectory. It would be angled. It would be angled back. It wouldn't just go shh and then all of them drop.
I feel like there was some kind of power.
Yeah, some type of power did that. And obviously he is now a changed man. So I'm thinking whatever that big ass long word is at the beginning of this book, his two parts maybe collided together.
That would be so cool. So what if it's seeing all of those versions of himself made himself come back together?
It could be.
That'd be interesting. All right.
And I think the marriage bond has something to do with it too. Why this is happening.
Yeah, it zapped hotly inside his chest. And that was like the final straw.
Because it's only happening to the three of them. And I'm wondering if this happened to Hades and Persephone as well. And maybe they know something about it. I don't know.
All right. Whew. Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's do it. A Massacre of Power. Chapter 25. Alexis.
Nothing like waking up on Massacre Day to realize the nightmares aren't the only thing following you.
Alexis sprints across the dark lawn, rounds the corner, and bam, runs straight into Kharon and Augustus. Instant tension, and right when it seems like things might finally get interesting, the guys drop the world's rudest line. You couldn't handle both of us. Is that a fact or a challenge? Please say challenge. Then the whole scene nosedives into a Freddy Krueger-fueled nightmare. Kharon's face collapses into Skeletor mode. Augustus starts bleeding from the eye sockets. Kharon hits her with a finger gun, and white hot pain detonates through her skull. She
Ooh.
snaps awake in Helen's bed, heart racing, sweat everywhere, and realizes it was just a nightmare.
Phew. Morning light streaming in, she flops back down, and Fluffy Jr. immediately attempts death by hoof cuddles. She spots the rose on the pillow and almost starts spiraling about, knowing exactly who left it, but talks herself out of it. Eye roll. With impeccable timing, Drex knocks to remind her it's time for the initiation massacre. She adds the new rose to her growing vase. Aw, see, she's not throwing them away. And gets dressed. Nyx complains that the diamonds on her neck are cold. And that's the first moment Alexis even realizes that she has new jewelry. When she tries to take it off, Nyx practically hisses, hello, didn't we just agree to give Kharon a chance? And accuses her of being tacky. Alexis caves. The necklace stays.
Did you eye roll with your whole head again?
I did.
Oh,
Did I
my
really?
God, you did. So everybody pay attention when she says eye roll or rewind, go back, you'll see it. She does it a lot. It's literal for her. She does a head roll versus eye roll. You're so cute. Anywho, back to the story. Drex drags her to the atrium where everyone is gathered. Leaders, heirs, Helen and Charlie. Persephone and Hades give her proud parents smiles. Patro and Achilles glare like they're trying to burn her face off with their eyeballs. Then Aphrodite poofs the entire group to the Dolomites Coliseum.
That's a lot of people. They land in the tunnels under the stadium where half of Sparta is already gathered above them. The chant echoes overhead. Remember death. Love your fate. Lovely. Alexis clutches her emotional support calculator. Nyx coils tighter on her arm while Fluffy Jr. snacks on a rock, doing whatever unhinged little horse beast thing he does. Ares, Aphrodite, Artemis, and Hades lead the climb up the spiral staircase, and when Augustus glances back, his eyes look sharper, almost glowing. Kharon walks behind her, and Alexis really wants to ask when he snuck the necklace onto her, but she chickens out.
They step into the stadium, and Ace and Geary, the ambiguously gay duo, flank her immediately. Alexis surveys the crowd, spotting the line of the House of Zeus and pockets of creatures she didn't notice last time. She recognizes the sirens and the Erebus section. The arena floor is still empty as they begin the traditional flag ceremony.
Augustus runs first for House Ares with the charging Minotaur, then Kharon with the rabid horse of Artemis, Artemis herself looking surprised at the Hellhounds, as does all of Sparta. Patro and Achilles run for Aphrodite, glaring at Alexis the entire time. Then it's her turn. Hades and Persephone beam at her like proud mom and dad as she takes up the House of Hades flag. She runs up the steps with her skeleton Hellhound banner, feeling every heartbeat of her lineage thundering through her. For a moment, she's full of pride, power, purpose. And then someone in the crowd screams, "Angelus Robbie!" And she stumbles. And just like that, all the adrenaline drains out of her. She doesn't think she's an angel.
Then the massacre begins. Alexis stares blankly at the carnage. She was one of those kids last year. Kharon quietly asks how she survived, and she tells him that Nyx saved her. When he admits he's glad she had Nyx, the snake rewards him by crawling onto his arm. He smirks at Augustus. The killer snake likes me more. But Nyx immediately abandons him for Augustus. Turns out she prefers the quiet ones.
Same.
When the fog finally clears, 10 shell-shocked initiates are standing in a sea of 83 bodies.
Hang on. Let's do a math check real quick. That's only 93. We started with 100. Where did those other 7 go? We got to talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Fate herself strolls out. White hair, purple eyes, full dramatic entrance, of course. The Olympian mentors get assigned, and Zeus launches into a speech about unity and darkness and Medusa, and then casually drops the grenade. The SGC starts tomorrow. Not in 2 months. Tomorrow. Oh, and all Thonics are forbidden to leave and will be interrogated about Medusa's disappearance. Refuse or leap away? Congratulations, you're now an enemy of the state. Underworld or death. Dealer's choice.
Alexis' stomach flips, the stadium erupts in screaming dishonor chants and a very enthusiastic kill Medusa section. I will say one thing for Spartans, they are on point with their chants.
Right.
Reminds me of European soccer fans.
Maybe that's where it all stems from.
Right? Helen and Charlie are freaking out, and Helen whispers,
"What are you going to do about..."
But Alexis cuts her off.
"I'll figure something out."
Helen is crying. Charlie looks ready to faint until Achilles steadies him with a quiet, "It's gonna be okay."
Go ahead.
Kharon crowds closer, telling her to stay between him and Augustus until they figure out what the hell is going on. Alexis tries to nod, but her body won't respond. Whatever window they had, it just slammed shut. Uh-oh.
Oh, let's talk some shit.
Biggest takeaway is the SGC is starting tomorrow.
2 months early. So she hasn't even had the extra 2 months of training that she should have gotten.
And they can't go anywhere, and they're going to be questioned about Medusa.
Yeah. That is not good at all.
So I think we're going to be learning a little bit more about the hatred between the Olympians
And the Chthonics.
Chthonics. Yeah.
For sure. All right. We have a lot of tinfoil hats for this chapter.
Another big thing is she had another sexy nightmare. They should just boning it over with.
Speaking of that sexy nightmare, she had that agony in her skull.
Uh-huh.
What did you say? A sharp pain exploded through her skull. I bet she felt whatever happened to Augustus.
Probably.
Okay. Anyways.
Tinfoil hat time?
Yes, let's do it.
Go for it.
So it started out with, "It's really you," a quote from Kharon to Alexis during this dream.
Kharon said it to Alexis?
Yes.
Okay.
But this was all a dream, though. But if we take her dreams as premonitions, potentially, this is him saying, like, he has run into Alexis that's not Alexis. Does that make sense?
That's where I'm still thinking the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. So maybe he is seeing two versions of Alexis as well, and he's saying that this is the real you. Like, this is the real Alexis. And maybe that's who he's been talking to in her dreams the whole time.
Maybe.
Is the real Alexis. But I think we're pretty out there on that one.
No, that's okay. All right, so the next one. Augustus did punch the mirror. It was not telekinesis.
Okay.
His hand is wrapped up, so yeah, he punched the mirror.
Okay.
Ares had a ruby halo shining creepily around his black irises. I don't know what that means. But Artemis always has that weird red fog around her. Do we know what her power is?
Not yet.
Okay.
Find out shortly.
All right. So that's just something I wanted to make note of.
Okay. And then the biggest tinfoil hat is the math ain't mathin' when it comes to bodies in the massacre.
Yeah.
We start with 100.
Uh-huh.
Then we have 10. So that brings us down to 90. So there should be 90 bodies.
Yeah.
But there's only 83.
Yep.
So we're missing 7.
Missing 7 bodies.
This goes back to our original tinfoil hat from Blood, that the initiates and these bodies are being used for Titan experiments.
Do you remember getting a count of the bodies at the first initiation massacre?
I do not, but I still thought that's where some of the bodies went. I thought that's where all the bodies went. I was like,
why not?
Yeah,
what else are you going to do with those body parts?
But I'm wondering if they need fresh live bodies to make new Spartans. During the fog, they steal the 7 bodies that are alive, and then you can use the dead bodies for body parts.
Oh my gosh.
Because you need to make more Titans.
Yeah.
Same with the initiates. Maybe some initiates aren't dead. Maybe some of them became Titans.
Yeah, we don't know where they went.
Another tinfoil hat is, you want to know why there are no Chthonic mentors this round?
Yeah, I was just curious. Why are there no Chthonic mentors? Why were there Chthonic mentors last round? But
because I think it's because she was a girl. Because they're always trying to embarrass the Chthonics, remember? And Patra even said that they gave us you because they're trying to embarrass us.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And there's no female because there's rarely ever a female. Plus, they already brought in Kharon and Augustus, so they were probably just, I was giving these 2 idiots.
Okay, that makes more sense because they were girls. I forgot about that they were 2.
Yeah, they're trying to embarrass them.
It's all about humiliation. I keep forgetting that.
All about humiliation.
All right. Last tinfoil hat. Their time for what had run out. I assume that this is about Medusa. We're just assuming that Ceres, quote unquote, is Medusa, and Alexis and Helen are going to be in some deep shit.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. The quote for this chapter, there's 2 of them, actually. I love both of these.
Both the Nyx?
Yes, both Nyx, of course. First one was when Drex knocked on the door and was telling her to hurry up. And she said, "Shut the fuck up and end yourself. I'm sleeping."
Yeah.
She was not a morning person. And then when Alexis was taking her flag of the House of Hades up the steps, she had Nyx wrapped around her arm that was holding the flag, and Nyx is screaming, "Bow before us!" But of course, only Alexis can hear it, but I just love it.
Didn't Alexis fall?
She tripped.
Yeah. When
they said,
yeah,
Angelus Romae, and she's not an angel.
That was my pick because only Alexis, in front of everybody, carrying the flag, position of honor, would fall down. Yeah.
Poor Alexis.
Typical Alexis.
Yeah, typical Alexis.
Did you have a pick?
My pick is going to be Nyx crawling over to Kharon, freaking him out, only to find out, I don't actually like you the best. I like Augustus. But even on top of that, she likes Achilles more because he can't talk.
Exactly.
So that's going to be my pick for this chapter.
Men should be seen, not heard, right?
Yes, men should be seen and not heard. I've always said that.
And then real quick, we do have some more talk. Very small, but we got to see what happens before she got poofed into the massacre ceremony. Centuries old tradition, flags. That's been going on forever with the Olympics in Greek history, where the flag represents the houses or represents the cities. And
and the countries now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a great honor even today. That's
Exactly.
fun. That's fun to see it come off something like that too.
Okay, you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go. Changing Beasts, Chapter 26, Alexis.
Turns out getting tossed in a dungeon is the easy part. What starts changing down there that no one is ready for.
As Alexis and the Broody Bunch are dragged down a maze of stone stairwells, she wants to talk to Daddy Dearest, but last she saw Hades was arguing with Zeus before the leaders vanished. She needs to talk to him, but instead they're being marched deeper into what feels like a mashup of graveyard, dungeon, and bureaucratic nightmare. And Sparta is absolutely using Medusa's escape as an excuse to lock them up. Any attempt to leave will now be treated as treason.
As the guards start locking everyone in their cells, Alexis caught a strange glow flicker in Charlie's yellow eyes. What the fuck are you, bro? He got placed with Helen, and honestly, the way he's been glued to her side, I'm pretty sure neither of them is going to mind that arrangement, even though they're not participating. Augustus assures Alexis that they're going to be fine. This is all politics, but everything about this feels off. They finish selling everyone up, Agatha and Hermos together, naturally. Drex gets his own cell. We're watching you, Drex. And, of course, Patro and Achilles, who immediately start trying to talk Alexis into staying with them. Patro even makes sure she hears him say Alexis instead of Alex.
What is his deal? She can see the real emotion in Patro's eyes, the same version of him who helped her calm her power with Theros. And she hates that the trust just isn't there. She tells him she's fine with her husband's, and instantly his other persona snaps back into place, pretending he never cared. Achilles shoots her a warning glare, but Alexis isn't backing down anymore. Patro tosses one last snide comment over his shoulder before sauntering off. Narcissists always need the final word.
As the guards moved Alexis and her husbands to their cell, she recognizes one of them as Vorax. If you remember him, he's the heir of Poseidon and Alexander's mentor. Poseidon's men are still riding shotgun with the Minotaurs. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I might have something to do with this. Vorax gives the old Nuremberg excuse, we're just following orders. Yeah, that didn't work out too well for the Nazis, and it's not going to work out too well for ICE either. Nope. There's a reason so many military members are suddenly hunting for lawyers.
Yep.
Anywho, they get to their cell, and cozy is not the word I'd use. It has one bed, and my guess is it's a fucking twin. The cell can barely fit them and their animals, and she's looking at this all wrong. Think about the body heat.
Ooh.
She'll sleep as soundly as Poco.
But if she's like me, then that's too hot. Anyways, they're just starting to figure out who sleeps where when Fluffy Jr. collapses. Full seizure, shaking hard enough that even the other animals freeze. Alexis barely has time to panic before Augustus hits Alexis with one of our favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger bits. It's probably a tumor.
Do you know how hard it is as a millennial to not say it's not a tumor in Arnold's voice?
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
All right. The alternative, though, for Fluffy Jr. is molting, which only happens to extremely powerful creatures growing new parts. Think griffins, sphinxes, cerberi, unicorns, Pegasuses.
Ooh. But poor Bud's in pain. Aw, sweet boy. Alexis asks what he could be, and Augustus basically says he's too fugly to be any of the usual suspects. But maybe he's a mix of dog and horse, because mixed breeds are extremely rare, and here's how you know they might be a mixed breed. They're feral.
Check.
Low intelligence.
Check.
Hostile tendencies.
Check.
Look, we're not checking off boxes or anything, but maybe we are wrong about the Pegasus theory, and it could be a mix. But then Kharon chimes in, saying it can't be that, and it's most likely a tumor. It's not a tumor. All right, I couldn't hold back the second time.
I can't blame you.
Yeah. So Alexis is damn sure that she's right. Fluffy Jr. is her animal protector and all. Through the bond, she should know, but they still won't believe her.
Fluffy Jr. finally settles, Poco stroking his ears like a raccoon whisperer he absolutely is. And even Nyx curls up against Fluffy Jr. Alexis decides she's done being pessimistic. New optimistic era unlocked. And announces she'll sleep in the bathtub. Her husband shut that down immediately. The only acceptable arrangement is Alexis in the bed, and they'll sleep wherever she's comfortable having them. End of story.
Let's talk some shit.
Let's.
All right, two giant takeaways from this one. So they're being held in very small individual size cells. And obviously she's with her husbands.
And they're being chained in. It's not just, here's your accommodations. It's, sorry, we're also going to throw these chains across here. So you're not going. They are prisoners.
Yeah. And then the other big takeaway is something is happening to Fluffy Jr. He is molting, changing.
Yeah. The title of the chapter was Changing Beasts, so this was about him.
This is part of lore talk as well.
Yes.
Now that we've learned that there are mutant creatures out there, we know damn sure, knowing the author, Fluffy is now going to be a mutant creature.
Of course.
Come on.
And that makes sense because he's been horse features, dog features, horse features, dog features this whole time.
I feel she's been fucking with us this whole time. She's writing these 2 books saying these fuckers think it's going to be a Pegasus. And then this shit happens and it's going to be some weird, fucked up looking, like half Pegasus, half something animal.
Oh, I hope it's cute still.
It's going to be...
It hasn't been cute this whole time. What am I saying?
Poor Gus, he's too ugly to be one of these creatures.
Those glorious, magnificent creatures.
Poor Fluffy.
All right.
So we already talked about the tinfoil hat. We think now Fluffy could be a hybrid based on the boxes that we are checking off.
Yeah.
And then another big thing is Charlie's eyes again.
Yes. That was very interesting.
What the fuck is he?
I don't know.
I don't have a single guess.
I have not a guess in the world other than I think he's a creature. I think he's a creature, and I think that's why he can't talk or why he doesn't talk, because no one else would be able to understand him, and he would immediately out himself as a creature.
He is 100% a creature, so we do have that narrowed down. Mm-hmm. The question is a creature that we have heard of and met, have read about in the book so far, or is he a creature we don't know about, but have probably heard of in Greek mythology, maybe?
I tell you what, I have no doubt that she dropped it back in book 1 during the Crucible when Augustus was talking to her, either about like the Cyclopes or the Minotaurs or the Siren. It's in there and we didn't see it. It was one sentence. Of course, this is the quote of the chapter.
It's not a tomb. It's one of my top probably 3 Arnold movies as well.
I have only seen it twice.
At least you've seen it.
Yes.
Unlike Bill and Ted and others, you've at least seen Kindergarten Cop. So thank God for that.
That's because my father was a big meathead, or was following the big meatheads, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was definitely one of them. So, of course, anything Arnold was in, I think I was allowed to watch at some point.
Yeah. Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
Name 2 or 3 of your favorite Arnold movies. They don't have to be ranked, just off the top of your head. Love these ones. You would always watch these Arnold movies.
True Lies.
Solid.
And I'm going to lump them together. Because otherwise I would have picked these 3. The Expendables. I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay.
And third one? I feel like I'm forgetting one that I used to watch. I haven't even seen the Terminator movies. Junior. I liked Junior. That one was funny.
So I'm stuck on the fact you've never seen the Terminator movies.
I think I have seen them.
Wow. Okay, that needs to be fixed ASAP. One of the movies in my top 3, people will probably agree that it might be his best movie.
Oh.
And that is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's the best Terminator movie for sure. Hands down. It's one of the best action movies ever. And it is probably his best movie.
Ow.
Yeah, it is a solid fucking movie.
All right.
Soundtrack, everything. You can't beat that movie at all.
So is 1 still worth watching?
Oh, fuck
I mean,
yeah,
I can watch 1.
The first 2 are amazing. 1 is great. Don't get me wrong. But 2 just amps it up even further. James Cameron, because he did both of them. That's why they're solid.
Okay.
James Cameron.
So he didn't do the next one?
No, he didn't do 3. I think he came back for another one later on, but he didn't do 3, and he didn't do Genesis or Dark Fate, any of the other bullshit that came after. Pretty much, people just say watch 1 and 2 and you're done. After that, all the other Terminator movies are kind of garbage.
Oh, okay.
2 is just a perfect movie.
But if we start it, don't we have to watch them all? No?
You can stop it too. No one gives a shit about the rest. Maybe 3. 3 was not too bad.
Right.
But yeah.
Let's at least do 1 and 2.
So yeah, obviously Terminator 2 is one of my 3.
Okay.
And then Kindergarten Cop. And then I'm going to lump these 2 since you lumped both Conan movies. Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Because I'm a fantasy guy. It's the old school dark fantasy, epic fantasy. I loved it. And it's also a fantastic comic too.
Are you ready for this? I know I've seen that. I've also seen Red Sonja.
So you've seen Conan and Red Sonja, but you've never seen the Terminators?
I think I have seen the Terminators, but I don't remember them. So maybe I vibes watched them.
You've at least seen Total Recall, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Total Recall is in my top 5 if we were to do 5, and then True Lies would probably be in there as well. That rounds out my top 5. True Lies, Total Recall would be my top 5.
What was Total Recall about again?
Mars. That's where, so he goes to Mars on a mission. He goes to the Total Recall plant and they implant vacations in you. And then he's, oh, I want to be a spy. It's fake vacations. And then he wakes up and he thinks he's a real spy. He goes to Mars and ends up being this whole conspiracy. It's a book too, by the way. So the guy who wrote the book, his last name is Philip. He's written so many amazing books.
I know I've seen Total Recall. I know I've seen Twins. I have not seen The Running Man.
Okay. Anyway. So that would be my top 4 Arnold movies.
Love it.
Okay, and let's move on to our picks. So my pick is the tumor one. We've already played that one out. We'll go ahead with your pick.
Well, my pick is also going to be the trope call out for this one. The one bed thing. Yeah. And then she's trying to sleep in the bathtub. Girl, come on.
Yeah, you know your husbands aren't going to let that
Don't ruin
slide.
This for me.
All right, we ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Sexual tension and other drugs. Chapter 27. Alexis.
Turns out being locked in a cell doesn't kill the tension. It just concentrates it. Who knew?
But of course, her husbands are going to protest her sleeping in the damn bathtub, and the way they go about it is straight bullshit. Kharon's back to being his weird, controlling self, and Augustus's headache is suddenly gone. Alexis can feel that he's different. He even tries to hit her with the smolder, like that's going to work. She knows better. They should be scared of her at this point. Then Kharon has a full-on, unhinged outburst when Alexis asks what he thinks he's going to do to her.
And then Kharon pins her to the wall. Ooh, and the collective vaginal population experiences a sudden weather event. Sorry. The tension spikes. The banter gets deliciously sharp, and his heartbeat is thundering against her chest. Then he adds to the moment by pairing her jeweled necklace with a matching hand necklace, the kind that sits perfectly against her throat.
This is also Jen's favorite piece of jewelry. Makes it easier for control.
Oh, God. And Augustus is right there backing him up with a perfectly timed.
Good girl.
Because apparently we're all just going to be feral now. And then after watching Kharon and Alexis practically combust, Augustus steps in to claim a kiss of his own, lightning on her tongue while Kharon sinks his teeth into her neck. It's a whole situation.
And then Mr. Responsibility snaps everyone out of it, and all of us readers now have blue balls. So real quick, what's the equivalent for women? Is it like purple ovaries, emotional vertigo?
Emotional vertigo.
So what is it? Whatever it is, everyone gets it. So what is it for you guys? Is there a name for it? I'm going to go with purple ovaries.
I like it. Purple ovaries.
All right, purple ovaries it is. Augustus says they need their energy and mental clarity for the ceremony. Now, as a certified personal trainer with a master's degree in exercise science, it is my duty, nay, my solemn responsibility to drop some actual facts about sex and athletic mental performance. That old school bullshit where men in our lives swore you shouldn't jerk off or have sex before a game is a complete myth. Peer-reviewed studies show it doesn't tank performance at all. In fact, some argue that sex a few hours before can prime you. Hormones elevated, tension release, and mental clarity because sex is no longer lingering in your skull like the one TikTok sound you hate but can't stop humming. These three just needed to fuck and get it over with. I guarantee they'd perform even better. Now they're all going to be gummed up.
Gummed up?
Gummed up.
Okay.
You'll see.
I learned a new phrase today. Anyway. All right. When the heat finally breaks, Kharon tips his head back, and when he looks down again, his pupils are blown so wide that they've basically eaten his irises. Is that the shadows?
I don't know.
Demon possession?
I don't know.
Listen, I've watched enough Supernatural to clock that instantly. Demon. All right. So then he grabs Augustus and drags him into the bathroom, which is not what I expected to happen. Apparently, they're trying to calm each other down before one of them combusts. Alexis's head is spinning. Poco and Hell and Hound all assure her in their own way that everyone is okay. She decides, you know what, they're right. Everything will be okay. Sparta will not break her. She pulls out her badass calculator and starts recording a journal entry. Quote, Dear Diary, I'm scared Fluffy Jr. is sick. Kharon and Augustus don't scare me, but I'm afraid of how I feel around them. The gladiator competition is starting early, and I haven't figured out how to wield my power. Yesterday, my hands glowed with a bright light. I don't know what any of it means. And then she gets lost in graphing until time stops existing. Her husbands eventually reemerge, acting like nothing happened, but before Alexis can unpack any of that, the cell door swings open and Vorax is standing there, looking irritated and official, telling them to follow.
All right, let's talk some shit.
Let's do it.
There's something off about the boys, both of them.
But there's something noticeably off about Augustus.
Yes.
She said something about his eyes, the way he was watching her. His headache is gone.
Well, and she can tell he feels different because through the bond as well. And then Kharon, what the fuck? Did he turn into a demon or some shit? So basically, they're all about to fuck. And then daddy responsibility is, nah, man, we can't do this shit. And then Kharon freaks the fuck out, snaps head back. And then all of a sudden, his eyes are all black. And then he had to go calm Augustus down in the bathroom.
So Augustus puts the brakes on.
Yes.
She struggles to catch her bearings. Kharon tips his head back like he's trying to.
Yeah. And then he snaps back.
But the black consuming the irises.
Yeah.
And this phrase right here, this means something. Ooh, Jasmine, I see you. An otherworldly solar eclipse.
Yes.
The fuck does that mean?
So I said demon.
Otherworldly solar eclipse.
He's a demon.
A demon.
Gotta get it out of him.
Okay.
But if they would have fucked, then
they wouldn't be all gummed up.
And he wouldn't be demon out. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening. They're gummed up. So him and Augustus had to go to the bathroom and slap each other silly and calm themselves down. That's why they come out being weird and all calm. And it's like, what the fuck do you guys do? That's why they are Ace and Geary, the ambiguously gay duo. Were they fucking in there?
I don't think so.
I
What
know.
do you think
I'm just
Augustus is
joking.
panicking about?
That's what I was wondering.
That's our tinfoil hat. I don't know.
Like, I'm trying to put the order of events. So Mr. Responsibility shuts the shit down.
Again.
And then we get a demon possession with Kharon. So I would think that he would be the one freaking out. But for some reason, even after his demon possession, he's the one calming Augustus down. So what is Augustus upset about?
I don't know.
Is he mad at himself for stopping this shit? I'm telling you, they're gummed up.
It definitely
It sounds gummed up.
1,000% like they're all just gummed up.
All three of them.
They're just all gummed up. Good Lord.
Just do it already. Damn it.
But hang on. This sentence right here, calm the fuck down and stop panicking. It's not helping. Stop panicking.
About the fuck? Is that what he's panicking about?
What is he panicking about?
Probably about he's worried. He's old
Hear me
school.
out.
He's worried that if they bust a nut, that it's going to tank their performance.
Hear me out. I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead.
Hear me out. What if, like in Ice Planet Barbarians, they have a certain amount of time that they have to mate?
How are we comparing this to IPB right now? This is nowhere near.
Listen, in Ice Planet Barbarians, they have their cooties and they have to come together within 10 days or somebody starts getting ill. Like one of them will start to get ill. So I'm wondering if they've got like a time frame of you have 6 months to consummate this.
Yeah.
To consummate this marriage. And like, it's not happening. So he's losing it.
Now, I feel like you could have went a whole different route with this, and you could have been like, in medieval times, the marriage didn't count until you consummated it, but you somehow brought it into Ice Planet Barbarians and did a whole squiggly way about it instead of going straight line A to B. It was pretty cool, though.
Whoa. That's how my squiggly brain works.
Okay, another tinfoil hat. During her diary, she has noticed that her hands glow, but she doesn't know what it means yet. Mm-hmm. We know what it means. But we're just noticing that is a small tinfoil hat. We know she just doesn't know. And then we already talked about the quote, otherworldly solar eclipse.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit. That is interesting. And that was when he turned into a demon. We're just joking about the demon thing. We're just supernatural fans. Let's drop down to our picks real quick. My pick is definitely the hand necklace.
Of course it is.
Of course.
I mean, I do also love the hand necklace.
The way I look at it is you have to have the right fit. Once you find the right guy and that hand necklace fits just right, that's your guy. Yeah. I understand you have to go through a couple of hand necklaces. Yeah, there you go. To get to the right one.
Perfectly.
Exactly. Just got to find that right hand necklace. All right, what's your pick?
All right, my pick is just this one phrase. I don't know if it means anything, but it says time lost all meaning. Yeah. I don't know. It just was a weird phrase. Yeah. It doesn't feel the same as the other ones. So I think it means nothing, but it felt like something at the time that I wrote that.
When she was graphing at the time with her calculator.
Yeah.
And we can get lost in our thoughts.
Yeah, that's like where I'm at now. So I'm like, oh, maybe she probably just got lost in the recordings and listening to and graphing. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So last thing, spicy moment. Of course, they were fighting over her sleeping in the bathtub, and then it turned into almost sex until Augustus had to ruin it for everybody.
For real. That is a very fun, like,
it's a trope.
The whole, it feels like we're fighting. Yeah. So they were making out.
It was funny because at one point, Kharon has right up against her, And then Augustus says, no, we need to stop. As he scoots his waist onto her butt, he's, no, we need to stop, guys. No, stop it.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's like, that worked out really well.
Yeah.
And then he's like, good girl.
Right.
Wait, So, again, they're all gummed up.
They're gummed up. You'll see in next chapter. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go. Softly it begins. Chapter 28, Alexis.
Nothing about this ceremony starts loud, but Alexis can feel the danger creeping in from the moment they hit the sand.
They all gear up to leave and are told no animal protectors are allowed at the ceremony. Kharon reassures her Fluffy Jr. will be fine. Alexis knows she can feel their bond, warm, alive. As they follow the guards, her husbands positioned themselves on either side of her, like living, brooding bookends. 8 guards total, a number Alexis mentally clocks as laughable if things go sideways. Vorex wasn't the only familiar face either. His mentee, Alexander, was there too. Remember that douche?
Yep.
Yeah. Alexis could tell Alexander wanted to say something, but Vorex shut it down. Noted. Interesting.
We'll talk about that later. This time, the guards don't take them back up the stairs. They march them straight onto the sand in the center of the arena, where all 4 Broody Bunch house flags are whipping in the air and the leaders are lined up in front of them. The Colosseum is louder and more packed than the massacre. Creatures from every imaginable type fill the stands, thousands of them. As Alexis gets her bearings, she notices the 8 Olympian house flags, and then the entire crowd starts chanting, "Never give up! Never surrender!" A perfect subtle nod to one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made, Galaxy Quest.
Absolutely love that movie. Hey, we should watch that one soon too.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Okay, so the bodies from the massacre were gone, but the bloody sand remained underfoot. Not a great aesthetic. She found her dad in the sands, and his eyes are blood red, and he looks on the verge of losing control. But Alexis gave him a smile, and it worked. The pulsing fog chilled out. Gotta keep those fog tendrils in check, Daddy-O. Charlie and Helen sat with Persephone a little bit further up. Her mom tried shouting something to her, but Alexis couldn't hear over the roar of the crowd. Then a cloaked figure vaulted straight from the stands to the sand. Bone mask, shadowy robes, full intimidation package. Erebus. And apparently Helen's poster did not capture how terrifying he actually is.
And sexy, apparently.
Yeah.
As he reaches the line, Aphrodite leans in and whispers something in his ear that makes him shoot her a really look. Hades, the sweetest murderous father in existence, assures his daughter everything will be okay. Aww. Zeus starts speaking, welcoming the Chthonics, while Fate stands beside him with a clipboard. Alexis is instantly pissed, remembering this is the same woman who dropped Charlie on her doorstep, and Fate gives her a knowing smile. Alexis lets her see the hatred, and Fate's smile just gets bigger. Then the crowd, in full Galaxy Quest mode, screams a chant even louder as the Olympian house leaders make their grand entrance.
We're just going to mention noticeable features of each. First of note was Poseidon. Alexis mentioned he looked more Broody Bunch than Partridge Family. Apollo had eyes that were golden brown she had never seen before. Interesting. Demeter, now Meemaw, a spitting image of Persephone. And she gave Hades the biggest death stare she had ever seen and gave him the international sign for I will off you. In-laws, am I right? Alexis had always wanted to be involved in family drama. She can't wait for Spartan Thanksgiving. Lastly, Dionysus was intriguing. His eyes were, quote, a shocking shade of white. And she wonders if he is blind. The Olympians positioned themselves across from the Broody Bunch, 8 versus 13.
You could cut the tension between the leaders with a butter knife. Power literally tingled across Alexis' tongue. And yes, I said tingled. They all felt ancient in a way she couldn't place. And she could still tell they all hated each other. A few of them notice Kharon did give Alexis his ear and immediately start talking shit. Kharon pulls her closer like he's daring someone to try something. And Meemaw, she's definitely not pleased either. Alexis fights the urge to wave at her like this is a family reunion, not a tourney to the death. As the stadium's chanting hits thunder level, Zeus fires off some sparkles from his spirit fingers, and the place drops dead silent. "Let us begin," he yells. Alexis's sternum scar tingles. I said tingle again. And Fate smiles. Yeah, twice. And Fate smiles like she knows something ugly. Shit's about to get real. Not that things weren't already real, but now it's real.
Interests. Let's talk some shit.
Okay, so we are getting ready to start the SGC, and we've learned a few things of note about some of the Olympians. So Poseidon looks like he should belong to the Broody Bunch.
Do you think that means something?
she wouldn't put that in here if it didn't. Why would she put that in the book? Why would she even mention that if it didn't mean something?
I don't know. It just says from his fierce scowl and size, he looked more like a Thonic than an Olympian. It could mean something. It could mean nothing. Jasmine.
I know that his house is upset because a lot of his people are still behind the lines with the Minotaurs. They're still stuck in that labyrinth, and Hades won't let them out. So,
ooh, oh yeah,
so
that's
don't forget about that. So that was
he's
weird.
Super mad. Okay.
All right. So apparently Apollo is super sexy. He's got golden brown eyes.
Like, almost you had to not look at him.
Pretty much. Let's see. Who else was of note? Dionysus, shocking shade of white eyes, and she's wondering if he might be blind. So that might be mentioned for a reason. So
to her, no one?
No, Titus is the mutt for Dionysus. Dionysus is, in normal world, the god of partying and drinking and things like that.
Okay. I want to talk about her Meemaw real quick.
Okay.
Demeter, her head snapped up. What if she can read minds? Why did her head snap up when Alexis was thinking about it?
That's a good question. And I also want to know why she really hates Hades. I understand Persephone is her daughter, but she said across the neck to him. So there's some shit that we don't know yet.
I'm excited too. I want to be part of the family drama. I love being on the outskirts of it and watching it all happen. Like people watching.
Yeah.
With drama.
All right. Couple tinfoil hats.
Ooh, yes.
What did Alexander want to say? And also, I think not 2 chapters ago, when Vorax was taking them, he also wanted to say something, but Alexis couldn't understand what he was trying to say. So you have a mentor and a mentee both trying to say something to Alexis.
Okay.
And remember, Vorax was apologizing. He keeps apologizing to them for everything that's happening.
What house are they from?
Poseidon. And Poseidon looks broody bunch. And Poseidon's men are stuck.
Yeah.
Something's going on with the house of Poseidon.
Seriously.
So I'm wondering, hear me out. This is a big tinfoil hat. I just put this together just now.
Ooh, okay.
What if the Chthonics and Poseidon are working together to help free the Chthonics, and in turn, Hades will release Poseidon's army?
But that's an uneasy truth.
Yeah. But if I was Hades, that would be smart because you have a bargaining chip now. By keeping Poseidon's people, you have a way to bargain and be like, hey, help me out and I'll help you out.
Do we know that the 20 children are deceased? What if they are like Poseidon's people? What if this is the mutually assured destruction thing?
It could be.
My brain is spinning over here. Like all of the different possibilities.
And okay, we also had her sternum tingle.
Yeah. The fuck is up with fate? Is she trying to piss Alexis off? Because that's what it feels like.
No. At first, I was going to wonder if Fate was being nefarious here and we should worry about her, but I don't think that's it. I think the smile is a knowing smile because it says knowing, because Fate understands what needs to happen and what's going to happen for things to play out. And I think she was giving her a smile because she knows that she's on the right track for things that need to happen. Remember, Fate's rooting for Alexis.
Yeah, that's right. Fate's rooting for Alexis.
And it says a knowing smile.
A knowing smile. Good. It's working.
Yes.
Everything is going to Fate's plan to this point.
Alexis has every right to be pissed.
All right. So then Zeus says, let us begin, and made eye contact with Alexis. Weird. And the scar on her sternum prickled at the same time. And Fate smiled.
I think Zeus tried to kill her.
I think you're right.
That makes sense. Zeus probably tried to kill her, and then the whole Medusa thing broke it down. Maybe Medusa was trying to save her as a baby, and that's when Zeus told Vorax to disappear with her. And then because
how long has Medusa been gone?
Since then. But since she's been in jail?
Yeah, how long has Medusa been in jail?
That's the night of the attack. That Medusa attacked the house Zeus. It was that night. That was the attack.
I did not realize that.
Because
are you sure?
It was her and the Titans. They were blaming her and the Titans. So hear me out real quick. Another giant tinfoil hat.
Okay.
Zeus tried to kill her. And in the middle of trying to kill her, that's when the Titan attack happened. Right? So in all that panic, he gave Vorax the child and said, take her somewhere. Dip, but because she was bleeding, remember, it mixed with Vorax, so Vorax was passed out, and that's why he lost the baby.
It wasn't Vorax.
not Borax.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Vico.
Yeah,
so,
Vico.
Sorry, Vico.
Yep.
So Vico loses the baby because he was passed out from her blood.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And it still fits with the truth that he told Patro. Because Patro, remember, checked him for the truth. It still checks that I saved the baby from the Titan attack. I think that's it for tinfoil hats, right?
All right, so let's talk about the quote for this one. I thought that this meant something, but I'm not sure. I'm still waffly about it. The quote is, "It didn't take the power of premonition to know that things were about to get extremely unpleasant for me." I thought that this might indicate that Alexis had the power of premonition.
I don't think it does.
But we just talked about Fate smiling. So
I think that was just a nod to Fate's premonition. Like, it doesn't take her premonition to know that things are going to suck.
Okay. After you say that, it deflates all of my...
I know.
Oh. All right. What's your pick for this chapter?
So my pick is Meemaw. I like the Meemaw nickname. So that's my pick.
I love it. Mine is also about Meemaw, and mine was about her head snapping up, and I didn't know if there was thought projection or if this was some kind of mind reading ability that she got from Meemaw. So
yes.
That was my pick for this one.
All right, so let's knock out these character calls. We're just going to each take one at a time. We're not going to spend any time with them. We're just going to say what it said in the book. That way people get an idea of who they are. So you go ahead and start.
All right, we have Hera, tall and willowy, wearing a silver toga.
Next up is Hermes, short and skinny with a lime green suit.
Athena, glittery purple toga. She was shorter than Hera, but much more muscular, bronze skin, wavy brown hair.
Poseidon, extremely tall and muscular, navy suit, long white hair, matching beard, green eyes, tan skin.
Apollo, bronze skin, long curly blonde hair, so bright he almost gleamed, difficult to look at. Eyes are a light shade of golden brown that Alexis had never seen before.
Demeter, short with curly blonde hair, ice gray eyes, pale freckled skin, Persephone's mom, and Alexis's Meemaw.
And Dionysus, brawny black man, long wavy purple hair, eyes shocking shade of white. Is he also blind?
All right, so that takes care of our character call out. We already talked about a little bit of the lore considering the SGC, and are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Opening ceremonies and gore. Chapter 29. Alexis.
The moment Zeus starts rolling those shiny gold dice, Alexis knows something smells rigged, and it's not the sand.
As Zeus explains the Spartan gladiator competition to the people, Kharon leans in and tells Alexis that this is really just a humiliation ritual. Augustus is digging into Alexis's shoulder, and when she looks at him, she can tell something's different now that the headaches disappeared. It's like his true nature is finally breaking free. All right, it's lore time, baby. So, the days of the competition match the number of Thonics, or in this case, contestants, since Drex is in it. 13 contestants, 13-day contest, no guns, just Spartan, stabby weapons, and animal protectors, exactly how the ancestors did it. I love how the governments are always preaching about doing stupid shit our ancestors did. Isn't the whole point of humanity to be better than the generation before and move on from archaic bullshit?
Like, the entire point of it is progress. Anyways, Alexis actually thinks 13 days? That sounds doable, right? She was bracing for a month. One day feels like a cosmic coupon. She looks at her husbands for reassurance, and they immediately start eye-fucking her like they've forgotten their standing in the most dangerous arena in the world.
Gummed up.
They had their chance. They didn't take it, and now, yes, they're gummed up.
See, I told you.
They should have just fucked. Nyx is over here screaming the same thing. Honestly, with the infamous one pump chump reviewer, this whole bit is clearly the author winking at us. Everyone knows it's weird at this point.
Yes.
Everyone.
All right, now back to the lore. Each Pretty Bunch member has to show their revelations. Basically, how many times they've been branded on their sternum. If they've been branded, that means that they have lost one of their labors. And then Zeus will roll a pair of gold D6s, six-sided dice for anyone who isn't a D&D nerd. And whenever number he rolls, that's how many labors, aka creatures, that person has to fight. Roll a 7. Congratulations, you're fighting 7 monsters today. To add even more difficulty, the number of labors also determines how many rounds you have to survive. 1 to 4 labors is 1 round, 5 to 8 is 2 rounds, and 9 to 12 is 3 rounds. And the rounds don't end until all your labors are dead, or you lose and your body gets dragged out of the stadium to be branded. It's barbaric, it's degrading. It sounds like a night in the crew chief dorms back when I was an airman.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
We had good times in the dorms.
I'm glad I wasn't in the crew chief dorm. All right, Zeus brings out Ajax from House Hermes to act as this year's enforcer, which immediately raises Alexis's hackles. Fate puts on her purple reading glasses, which is never a good sign, and starts calling the house leaders forward. They're all clean-chested, all volunteering for 5 Cyclops each. And then Erebus steps out wearing combat pants and a black shirt, the only one ignoring ceremonial dress code. And his torso is covered in wolf claw scars, old and new. Nyx is thrilled. Alexis feels a little tingle too, which Kharon probably hears. Listen, womanhood is complicated. Manhood, much less. And as Aphrodite arrives, half the stadium immediately drools. She is not popular with the Olympian goddesses, though.
Even Nyx is impressed and wonders if Alexis has even finished puberty yet. Alexis hits her with the classic, everyone is beautiful in their own way. And Nyx,
whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night.
Nice. Zeus now calls up the younger, weaker, as he calls it, Broody Bunch members. Yes, he actually says weaker like this is the world's most condescending roll call. Agatha goes first. She's got 2 revelations shown by those circular brands on her sternum made from Vulcan metal, the only stuff that can scar a Spartan. Zeus rolls the dice and she gets 2 rounds and 5 labors. Hermos is next with 6 revelations and he gets lucky. 1 round, 3 labors. Then Patros steps up, 1 revelation, and Zeus rolls him a nice, easy 1 round, 2 labors. Another solid roll.
Achilles is next. 0 revelations. No surprises there. And the crowd loves him. But when Zeus rolls, sparks jump off his fingers. Fucker. 2 rounds, 8 labors. Oh, but he's fighting without his muzzle.
What?
Zeus looks a little too pleased with himself. Drex follows with a gentle 1 round, 2 labors. And Zeus actually looks relieved. Alexis files that away too. Kharon steps up with 11 revelations. Oof. But he lucks out with 1 round, 3 labors. Zeus is visibly annoyed by this. For context, Kharon faced 11 Minotaur labors at 18 years old. He was underpowered and he somehow survived.
Next up is Augustus. No shocker. 0 revelations. Still a crowd favorite though, and Zeus rolls him 2 rounds, 6 labors. Last, but definitely not least, Hercules/Alexis. She sets up to the altar remembering Ceres' whole watch Zeus warning ringing in her head. She's got this. All she has to do is show a little skin, except she is not as smooth at toga ripping as the rest of her familia. Unfortunately, Ajax decides to step in and straight up sexually assault her, ripping her toga wide open and showing way more than she wanted. Then the prick presses his knuckles against her sternum right where her scar is. He even tries to say something to her twice, but she can't hear a damn thing.
In the meantime, Zeus rolls the dice, sparks again, and Alexis gets the worst possible outcome. 3 rounds, 12 labors. Loaded fucking dice. But before her brain can catch up, Ajax is suddenly dead on the sand with his neck snapped. And Kharon muttered, "Oopsie, I slipped." And Nyx is thoroughly impressed. Alexis is spiraling and Augustus tries to steady her. All she can think about is Ceres was right about Zeus. But the real explosion is Persephone flying out of the stands like a fury to get in Zeus's face. If Hades is pissed, she's volcanic.
Of course, Zeus is lying his ass off and hiding behind the law to avoid a reroll. Classic. Alexis has to lock in. Ceres warned her. Deception is their whole playbook, and she needs to trap Zeus at his own game. Hard to strategize, though, when you're staring down 12 fucking labors. Still, she tells everyone she'll be fine. She's been training. If Zeus wants to play games, she'll play. She's the one walking away with the win.
Well, let's talk some shit.
All right, so real quick, lore talk is how the SGC works. We learned about the labors, the rounds. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but
that's fucking barbaric.
We did learn about what Kharon had to fight when he got his 11 labors. So 11 Minotaurs underpowered still survived.
That's insane.
Yeah. And his mom still won't talk to him for that shit.
I wouldn't want to talk to her anyways. At this point, the fuck, lady?
All right, another big takeaway. Zeus is obviously cheating with the dice rolling.
He's a fucking cheater McCheaterton.
Right?
Yeah. So he did it to Achilles?
Yeah, so what was happening is he was rolling legitly, and then
but
it seemed like he was happy with Agatha because she got, what was it, like 8 labors, 2 rounds or some shit. But then the next 2 rolls were very low. It was like 3 labors and 2 labors for Patro. So Zeus was not happy about that. And of course,
she got 5 labors.
Yeah, I knew it was like 2 rounds. But then, of course, Achilles shows up and the whole crowd loves him. So that pisses Zeus off even more. And these low rolls. So he's like, fuck it. And then does that. Oh, by the way, muzzle off too, dickhead. And then here comes another low roll for Drex, which he was actually happy about. So Drex might be
relieved.
A piece of shit.
He seemed relieved.
We're still watching him. Again, he's in a cell by himself. He's got a toucan, which might be a surveillance drone. He was with Theros, who is House Zeus.
Yeah.
He only has 1 round of, 2 or 3 labors? Come on now. And they're probably going to give him something super easy to fucking fight too. Because depending on whatever creatures they choose.
Yeah, because they do it based on...
The other biggest takeaway, we find out that this is a humiliation ritual for the Chthonics.
This is fucking awful.
Yeah.
I don't understand. If these Chthonics are that fucking powerful, what the hell does Zeus have over them?
The only thing I can think of is Fate, because she's the most powerful.
Fate does seem to be hanging out with the Olympians.
Yeah, Zeus has something over them. Oh, we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about how Ajax deserved to have his neck snapped.
Fuck yeah, because he's a piece of shit and that was assault. But he did whisper something to her, though.
Yeah, I do want to know what he was trying to
That's
say. Was he
another
trying
guard.
to warn her? Was he trying to say something?
Who does Ajax belong to? Hermes? It says when they introduce him.
Yeah, Hermes.
Yeah, I got nothing with that one. I want to know what he was trying to say to her.
Yeah.
But that's another guard trying to say something.
Yeah, everybody keeps trying to say something.
But why was his hand on her sternum blocking the scar? Does he know about the scar, or was it just lucky placement?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's why no one saw the scar. I had a feeling there'd be questions.
Is that a revelation on her chest, do you think?
No, that's...
Is that scar the same as what these guys?
The revelations are circular.
What did they say this was?
Hers is linear.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, it's a linear scar.
Oh, okay. Probably from a knife or something.
We know she was trying to be assassinated. The series even says it.
Yeah.
That there's an assassination. House Zeus, and
attempt.
she's the only one I can think of that would have been assassinated or close to be assassinated.
Yeah.
They all thought she was dead anyway.
All right, let's talk about the quote for this chapter.
Okay.
Are there support groups for perverts? A fabulous quote.
Very fabulous.
In the middle of all of this going on, are there support groups for perverts? All right, do you have a pick for this chapter?
I do. I told you that they were going to be gummed up.
You were absolutely correct.
They have all this shit going on. They're getting their revelations picked out and all this stuff. You'd think they'd be focused, but instead they're looking down at her sexually because they're gummed up. They should just fuck.
Gummed up. They should have. They should have. And then this wouldn't be a problem.
So this is just a ceremony. So maybe they'll get it over with before the game start, get their heads cleared up. You know what I'm saying? One can hope. They just need to do it already.
They do. They just need to get it over with. They'd all be less gummed up. They would be able to focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your pick?
All right. My pick for this is Nyx's reaction to Erebus. Knowing that she can't hear him, she's screaming, quote, "Look at me over here, Erebus. Stay sexy, you absolute monster."
Nice.
Love it so much. I love Nyx. All right.
We're not going to do the lore talk. That was like the whole fucking chapter.
Yes.
We're staying away from that. So you guys can re-listen to that if you want to refocus in on how it works. Are we ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go. The Eldest Heir, Chapter 30, Augustus.
Some nights are sleepless. And then there's the kind where secrets drop, tempers spike, and suddenly everyone's one breath away from losing their minds.
Back to Raccoon Mom's POV. He has his best buddy sleeping with him again. They have been locked in their cell for hours, with he and his spouses sharing one tiny bed. Alexis is furiously pounding away on her calculator, talking about improbabilities. 5 to 1 against and falling. She was sandwiched between them, the hamburger to their buns, if you will. He wanted to touch her badly, but he thought better of it. He needs to earn her trust. Smart man. Kharon was doing what I assume is a nightly bedtime routine for him. He was punching a pillow.
Fluffy Jr. is still in the corner struggling. Everyone's having a fantastic night. Oh, and let's not forget they're all having raging insomnia, so fun times. Augustus is also calming himself to sleep by counting how many Spartans he's planning to murder for staring at Alexis's boobs. It's a lot different than counting sheep. He needs to chill if he's going to play the Federation's game because the Great War hasn't truly ended. It's more of a Cold War now, just waiting to boil over. And then Alexis speaks, and Augustus gets a chubby.
Oh, God.
I'm serious. That's literally what happens. It's a phenomenon. When the woman you love even breathes, boom, instant.
Anywho, Alexis is sounding cryptic. She says, quote, I did something a while ago. I made a choice, a dangerous one. You're both going to be angry with me. What she did was apparently bad enough for all of Sparta. And Kharon lets her know that even if she went on a murderous rampage, they would still love her. No shit. They would probably be with her. Anywho, the old Bonnie and Clyde and the other guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And as I said before about being all gummed up, all these boys can think about is her vagina. Seriously, just get it over with, guys.
Yeah, they just need to fuck. They're gummed up.
Yeah. In between the dirty talk, they do say that they will protect her no matter what. So I believe that.
After some playful banter, Kharon notices Alexis is cussing more freely now. No stutter, no hesitation. Alexis says it's because she's finally conquering old demons and stepping in a new her. Basically, once they drank her blood and she stopped seeing them as a threat, the filter just evaporated. While Alexis and Kharon are over there flirting like idiots, Augustus is still compiling his murder spreadsheet. Clear difference in maturity levels. But Alexis knows exactly where his brain is at and casually drops Ajax already got his. That shuts him up pretty quickly. Then she accidentally knocks Kharon off the bed, and when she leans down to help him up, Augustus spots a circular white ridge on her ribs, a cigarette burn. And just like that, the whole tone shifts.
Augustus asked what happened to her, and Kharon then noticed the scar. Alexis was not ready to talk about it yet. Now he was really glad they didn't kill her foster father. Now he can confess to everything he did. But for now, both her husbands would comfort and hold her. Augustus could see the veins in Kharon's neck, but calmed him with a look that says, hey, bro, not now. When the time is right, we got this. As Augustus drifted off to sleep, one final thought slipped in, though. Hey, how did Alexis know he was creating a mental hit list?
Yeah, let's talk some shit.
So,
she can read minds.
What?
We'll hit that up in our tinfoil hat here in a minute once we get through our big takeaway. So she can read minds.
Yep.
We learn more about some child abuse with the cigarette burns. That one hurts a bit.
Yeah.
And they've also noticed she's changed with no stutter and cussing. That could also be that she might feel more comfortable around them if it's not the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing.
Yeah, it's either she's not afraid of them or the Dr. Jekyll Hyde thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Tinfoil hat time. So speaking of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, what do you think it is? Do you think it's that, or do you think she is just feeling more comfortable around her husband and the bond is helping?
I think she's feeling more comfortable around them and the bond is helping.
Okay. I'm going to
be a contrarian.
No, I'm going to be the fun guy and say Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
That would be fun, too. I wouldn't be mad at that either. Both of them win. Like I said, I don't feel like any of our tinfoil hats are bad. Oh, no, that one didn't work out. This other one was cool, though. So, what? Sorry. Did I lose you?
No, it's just funny. I was waiting for you to debate me back, but then you were just like, oh, it could be that, too. Okay. We'll move on from that one, then.
Hey, it's less likely, but whatever. I'm not mad about either.
It's just funny. It's hilarious.
All right, so let's talk about this reading the thoughts, though.
Okay.
If she can read thoughts, whose power is that? Is that her own?
But does it have to be someone
else's
else's power?
That's what I'm saying. Was it an inherited one? Could that be from Demeter? Remember when Demeter's head snapped up?
Yeah. And we're sure, because I can't honestly remember. Augustus hasn't really used his powers that much in this book. But in the first one, when he did, could he read minds, or is he just giving suggestions?
I believe he is pushing his will.
Okay.
On
so he can't read minds. So it has nothing to do with that through the bond. Obviously, so. Kharon can't read minds.
But they have mind powers. So maybe that is just a manifestation of the mind powers for her as part of the marriage bond. I don't know. Maybe. I'm wondering if it's Meemaw.
What if it is just part of the marriage bond, and when you're bonded, you can read each other's thoughts?
Yeah, maybe. And that is very possible too, because that is definitely a trope. That's definitely a trope.
Maybe that's why Persephone and Hades are always on the same page.
And that's definitely a trope, so I would not be surprised by that.
Yeah.
As they are accepting of their bond, they become closer and closer mentally, and they are able to read each other's thoughts if they want to, or something like that, or if they don't know how to shield against it.
Because my thing is, then you're just giving Alexis way too many powers, because at this point, she has the poison and the healing, which takes care of her.
I mean, maybe this is the funniness about the overpowered FMC trope.
Maybe it could be, because her creature power is being able to speak to creatures. So all three of her lineage are taken care of power wise.
Yep.
I'm wondering if it's just the bond that allows this to happen. Just like when you're bonded to the animals, Kharon can see through Hell and Hound. I have
Maybe.
no clue.
All
yeah.
right.
Next.
Let's talk about the shadows crawling across the stone. Listen, I went on this whole shadows kick for a whole morning.
Yep.
And this was just a mention of shadows crawling across the stone. And I just wanted to put it in there as maybe shadows that don't belong there.
I would agree because they are being mentioned a lot.
And is that Erebus?
We don't know his
Something
power yet,
else?
so I have no clue.
Because it's not fog. Fog is Hades. Shadows was Erebus.
Now, I know she is playing very loose with
Yeah.
the real Greek mythology, but Erebus would make sense as a shadow person because he is darkness incarnate in Greek mythology. He's literal darkness.
Ooh. Okay.
So that would make sense if
Okay.
he were the shadows moving around or whatever.
What
All
do you think it is that Alexis did that she's trying to confess to?
I think help free Medusa.
Okay. I think
Something
that's-
with her in Ceres because she mentioned it's going to affect all of Sparta. They're going to be pissed.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I can't think of any other reason why that they'd be pissed at her. Other
Not
than
unless something happened that we don't know about.
Yeah, other than freeing Medusa. But,
All right.
but does she know at this point? So
That-
she does know that she is the one that helped free Medusa? Okay.
She knows who Ceres is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind she knows who Ceres is.
All right.
All right.
What's our quote?
Our quote. But you really don't need to make a hit list.
That was a good one. Stopped him in his tracks a little bit, but he didn't catch on until the very end. He was, oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Shit
I
on
was
my mind.
thinking that. I wasn't
Mhm.
saying that out loud. Oop. All right. What's your pick for this chapter?
My pick is at the very beginning, how they were all de-stressing in their own little ways. You had Alexis on her calculator doing her nerd shit and trying to figure out what happened with the probabilities with the dice and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then you have Kharon over there just punching a pillow. So,
He's
I mean,
all
that's his
ragey.
de-stressing right there.
He doesn't have a punching bag, which is what he used to use. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then instead of counting sheep, you have Augustus making a hit list or counting who else is going to get it, including Ajax, who Kharon already took care of. Because they're Spartans, you can put them back together and do it again.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the fun thing about this.
So if you're a Thonic, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it sounds like
that's your whole shtick, right?
yeah, it sounds like they probably have done that a few times.
Yes. For
All
sure.
right, what is your pick?
All right. My pick is thud. There was a loud yelp. Creep. That was when she pushed him off
Yeah.
the bed. What did he say to her? Oh, princess, that's not the only thing I can give you.
Yeah, he said some naughty shit.
Love it.
Naughty. All right, you ready to check out Spartan Center?
I am. Let's go.
The SGC just got thrown into turbo mode. Dates moved up, rules sharpened, and Alexis Hurt is suddenly center stage at a ceremony nobody was ready for. Welcome back to Spartan Center. I'm Imus of Apollo.
And I'm Pallas of Athena. The Assembly of Death is officially in the arena. The Olympians are flexing, and tensions between the Broody Bunch and the gods are high enough to fry a minotaur.
If you thought last week's Titan Chaos was wild, this week the season actually starts. Rituals, revelations, and a competition that's less sport and more public execution with branding options.
Buckle up. The SGC clock is ticking. The stakes are lethal, and Alexis is walking straight into the fire.
Kicking off chapter 22, we're courtside at the world's most dysfunctional dinner. Alexis, two husbands, and the Crimson Duo tied up in the back fouled out players. And the big headline, the men can finally see Knicks. Huge development, venomous echidna on the field, league needs new safety regulations.
And then the play of the night drops, the blood-vial. Augustus and Kharon cut their own mouths open like they're auditioning for a horror halftime show. Mix Alexis's blood in, and her power surges like someone hit the activate Titan mode button.
She almost ends the bond right there. We're talking a tenth of a second left on the shot clock. She could have ended the game, walked off the court free. But she hits the brakes, controls it. No meltdown, no explosion. Just cold surgical restraint.
And when she touches Kharon, his face heals instantly. Power confirmed. New team synergy unlocked. Chemistry stat just went from 2 to a solid 95.
And then the shocker, Alexis signals she's willing to give the marriage a chance. Physical for now, pre-season agreements only. We'll see where the relationship playoffs go.
Meanwhile, in the background, the Crimson Duo are sitting there tied up like, Coach, we'd like to formally register a complaint. All right, chapter 23 opens with Kharon doing what he does best. Violating every boundary known to man by standing in Alexis's room watching her sleep. Classic Spartan romance.
Yeah, he's posted up like a malfunctioning Roomba with a knife. He's talking to shadows, petting the hellhounds, just your everyday, totally fine behavior.
But what really hits this chapter, though, is the guilt. He thought the power boost would make him unstoppable. Instead, it made Alexis distrust him, and he hates it.
So naturally, his solution is keep stalking her and escalate to roses and stupidly expensive blue diamond jewelry while she sleeps. That's a solid plan, textbook Kharon. If love languages were crimes, he'd be fluent in all 5.
5 yards, personal foul, defense.
Automatic first down.
All right, chapter 24 drops us into Augustus's POV, and it's a lot.
Yeah, he wakes up with a migraine so bad he's leaking blood from random orifices like he needs an exorcism. Somebody get this guy a Botox punch card.
He drags himself to the bathroom, looks in the mirror, and it's rough. Dark circles, hollow cheeks, hair like he lost a fight with a leaf blower.
And then the marriage bond in his chest lights up like someone plugged him into a car battery, and boom! He pulls his fist back and the mirror explodes, hundreds of glass shards flying, glitter bombing the whole sink.
Except none of them cut him.
And the headache, gone. Just gone.
Augustus may look the same, but something under the hood is different.
Yeah, that wasn't a headache clearing. That was a warning shot. He's not the same man anymore, and the Bond knows it.
All right, chapter 25 opens with Alexis having a nightmare that's equal parts sexy, scary, and straight up deranged.
She jerks awake just in time to realize, oh, great, it's Initiation Massacre Day at the Coliseum again. Spartans love 2 things, violence and chanting like it's the playoffs.
She remembers her own initiation last year. 100 went in, 10 walked out. But this year, we're told 83 bodies hit the sand.
Yeah, the math is about as reliable as a ref with money on the game. Pretty sure Jasmine dropped an intentional Easter egg there.
And then the real hit. The SGC tournament isn't 2 months away.
It starts tomorrow. That's like telling a rookie QB, surprise, you're starting the Super Bowl.
And the Broody Bunch can't leave campus.
But Deuce is on the loose, the gods are panicking, and Alexis is running on a stress cocktail that would make any coach call a timeout. Chapter 26 opens with the Broody Bunch being thrown into holding cells. The usual suspects get bunked together, and of course, Alexis gets shoved into the world's smallest cell with her 2 husbands and one tiny-ass bed. Cozy if you're into claustrophobia.
Perfect timing for Fluffy Jr. to start glitching. The little guy's in pain, growling, wobbling. Something is clearly wrong.
Augustus and Kharon immediately go, yeah, that's a tumor. Cue kindergarten cop voice. It's not a tumor. It better not be anyway.
Alexis thinks he might be molting into something cool, like a Pegasus, a Griffin, something majestic.
But there's door number 3, a mixed creature. Rare, feral, low IQ, hostile temperament.
Basically the DMV of magical animals.
And honestly, we're checking off every box like we're filling out a scouting report. And on to chapter 27, which opens with the husbands doing exactly what they do best, aggressively protesting Alexis's plan to sleep anywhere except the tiny twin bed. One thing leads to another, the flirting turns into heat, the heat turns into steam, and then Mr. Responsibility himself slams on the brake.
Ooh, the Spartan Gladiator competition starts tomorrow, so Augustus decides they all need mental clarity.
Which is hilarious because every coach in history swore sex the night before ruins performance. Science says otherwise. These 3 still fully gummed up and thinking about exactly one thing.
And Kharon? Oh, he's not happy about the interruption either. Man went full supernatural demon possession energy, black smoke vibes without the smoke.
So the boys take a time out in the bathroom to calm down. They walk out like everything's fine. Zen monks with bloodlust. Yeah, okay.
Perfect timing for the guards to show up and order them to follow, because nothing says romantic tension resolved like being marched into whatever fresh trauma awaits next.
Which brings us to chapter 28, kicking off the opening ceremony. And let me tell you, the stadium is packed. Feels like the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and Greek tragedy all colliding in 4K.
The Broody Bunch are lined up on the sand, trying to look intimidating, but the crowd is too busy screaming the unofficial anthem of the night. Never give up, never surrender. Galaxy Quest fans, stay winning.
And front and center, the 13 Olympians standing in formation like a power conference lineup doing a hostile takeover. You can feel the static between the Olympians and Athonics from the nosebleeds. This is not playoff tension. That's Cold War handshake with knives tension.
Kharon's got a death grip on Alexis's arm. A few Olympians start talking trash about him, giving her his ear. Normal opening ceremony stuff.
And then Zeus steps forward, hits the crowd with the sparky finger fireworks, and the entire stadium goes silent. Man's got arena control like a veteran head coach calling a timeout at the buzzer.
Then he drops the line of the night.
And that's it. Kickoff, opening whistle. The SGC is officially underway, and every single person on that sand just felt fate breathe down their neck. Now we're on the chapter 29, where we break out the rule book because the SEC loves overcomplication almost as much as it loves violence.
All right, the Spartan Gladiator competition runs 13 days for 13 contestants. 1 day of carnage per Chthonic. Tradition.
First order of business, each Broody Bunch member must show their revelation, sternum brands marking every past failure. It's like airing your worst stats during the pregame show.
Then the house leaders do their warm-up round. 5 adult cyclopes, a little scrimmage. Totally normal.
After that, Zeus rolls 2 golden D6s to decide each fighter's labors, the monster opponents. 1 to 4 labors equals 1 round, 5 to 8 labors equals 2 rounds, 9 to 12 labors equals 3 rounds. None of the house leaders, Augustus or Achilles, have ever been branded.
Hermes, Patro, and Drex all get lucky with low rolls, but Achilles, 8 labors, but old.
And Alexis steps up and pulls a historic 12 labors, the max. No one's ever hit that number.
And tell me I'm not crazy. Those dice sparked on Achilles and Alexis's rolls.
Zeus claims rules are rules. Sure, man, and the commissioner never rigs the playoffs.
Bottom line, the deck is stacked. The crowd is bloodthirsty, and Alexis just got handed the SGC's nightmare bracket. Chapter 30 shifts us back to Augustus's POV, and let me tell you, nobody in that cell is sleeping. Not a soul. We've got 3 very different warm-ups happening. Alexis running numbers on her calculator like she's crunching fantasy league stats. Kharon's abusing a pillow like it insulted his mother. And Augustus drafting a murder list that's starting to look suspiciously like a playoff bracket.
And just when the boys are spiraling in their own special ways, Alexis drops, so I did something that might make you and basically all of Sparta very mad. Zero elaboration, absolute queen of the cliffhanger tease.
Augustus tries to go back to plotting Ajax's downfall when Alexis suddenly snaps at him to stop thinking about the list. And Ajax, which, wait, how did she know he was thinking?
Exactly. Then he spots a circular white scar on her ribs. Looks like a burn, but she's not ready to go there yet. Emotional defense line holding.
But the real headline, did Alexis just read Augustus's mind? Because if so, that's a brand new playbook nobody was ready for.
All right, time for our Spartan Top 5 replays of the week.
Coming in at number 5, more of a concern than a highlight, but what is happening to Fluffy Jr.? What will he turn into?
At this point, Fluffy Jr.'s evolutionary chart looks like a confused Pokemon. Pegasus, Griffin, Mystery Chimera, whatever it is, the league better start updating their rulebook now. At 4, we have Augustus possibly leveling up and becoming a new man.
New man? Try new firmware update. Whatever snapped in him, he's suddenly walking around like he finally toggled clarity mode on. And honestly, that's a little terrifying. Okay, coming in at number 3. The husband's willing to die to free Alexis of the bond. But Alexis pulls a 180 and is willing to give their marriage a shot.
That's the biggest reversal since a booth review in overtime. 1 minute they're ready to die for the cause. Next minute she's actually, let's see where this goes. In our number 2 spot, Alexis having to face 12 labors.
12 labors. That's not a matchup. That's a schedule strength violation. And sure, maybe Zeus's dice sparked like a busted stadium light. But without a video review, we play on. And finally, our number 1 replay of the week goes to Alexis, finally meeting her Meemaw, Demeter.
Meemaw Demeter rolling in, sweetie. I brought snacks and generational trauma. Instant chemistry and zero chill. That's a first ballot Hall of Fame family reunion.
And that was your top 5 replays of the week.
Spartan Center Top 5 brought to you by Fluffy Jr.'s Anti-Choke Fetch Stick, helping good boys survive bad decisions.
And that wraps up this week's Spartan Center. Husbands bleeding, mentors screaming, Fluffy Jr. evolving into whatever he's evolving into. Truly a calm, normal week in Sparta.
Next week, buckle up. The Spartan Gladiator competition officially kicks off. 13 days, 13 contenders, and stakes high enough to make even the Olympian sweat. Somebody's walking out a legend, somebody else is getting dragged off the sand.
For Imus, I'm Pallas.
Immortality is not a right, it's a privilege.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post next week's chapters every Sunday, so you can read along.
Join us for our live Q&A. We are moving to Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central on TikTok. We'll answer your burning questions, react to your theories, and occasionally overshare our book-related emotional damage.
Want even more chaos? Join our Discord. The link's in our bio. Come hang out, chat books, and get early access to exclusive content.
Finally, don't forget to grab your merch at bookfor2.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.